everybody, and welcome back for another episode of TFT Study Hall with your hosts from TFT Academy. My name is Frodan.
And I'm Dishsoap. Hello.
And today is September 3rd, 2025, and it's patch 15.3, just a couple days after the first ever TFT Pro Circuit event, which was pretty exciting. It had like checkmate format. It's the first of a new complete Pro Circuit. Dishsoap played in it. Dishsoap tweeted about his tournament runs, but I wanted to ask you, Dishsoap, how was your weekend for the past few days?
I don't know. It's been fine. Like, the thing is, like, I felt like I was like extremely unlucky in a lot of those games. Like one of the most unlucky tournaments in a while. But like, I don't know if I actually was, because like I didn't really prep that much, so I might have just been bad. But like, I mean, I don't know. Some of those augment choices and it was just not that lit.
Yeah, fair enough. You said you didn't prep that much. Were you just busy, or
I just didn't want to play. Okay, the thing is, like, it's kind of an excuse, because I probably could have just done it. I probably could have just like done it anyways. But like, I'm not really the biggest fan of like the timing for the scrims, because they do it for like they start the scrims when like Apex starts their tournament, which is like 9-10 a.m. But the thing is, like, I try to wake up like a couple hours before the NA tournament starts. So
sure,
I could have just like figured out how to make that work, but I don't know. It just gave me an excuse not to play. So like, yeah, whatever, man. I don't know. I played like 3 or 4 days of scrims.
Yeah, and also I think one thing that didn't help was that they actually changed a couple things about the patch. So some scrims were on PvE.
Like,
that was when you told me you were going to stop playing, because on PvE they actually were playing things like Stormbender, like double Stormbender, Rise, and Senna, and then they like nerfed that, and then Rising Chaos Syndrome was still a problem, and then they nerfed that. So it's like, so it became one of those things where the meta was hard to figure out.
Bro, I had so many reps on Rising Chaos, and I had like maybe 1 rep on like Jinx Primary, only playing Star Guardian from 80 items. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I want to say I had like 20 reps of Rising Chaos, and then it's like, oh, you just probably shouldn't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, the good news is that you have opportunities for the next TPC event, which would be fun. It'll be EU versus NA. And
the thing is, the next one's on like the next patch. So like, what the fuck are we doing on this patch? You know.
Yeah. Well, this patch is, well, who knows? The next patch might shake up a lot. Maybe nothing changes and they're just building upon it. Maybe it's like the exact same thing. But we should just go ahead and jump into it and talk about what's going on this patch to start things off.
Yeah, sure.
So let's go ahead and share this screen here. Give me a sec. So this is the 15.3 patch, and it was a pretty big patch. There's like a lot of things that went into it. What are 3 of the biggest things that stood out to you about this patch? You could describe either just abstract adjectives or just like very specific things. What were things that stuck out to you when you were reading these patch notes?
I think like the Karma and Samira nerfs are probably the thing that like confused most of the competitive players. Seemed like an overreaction and over nerf to some things. Like Samira got nerfed because of a bug fix, but like that unit was not very good. And she like just needed a buff, not like some like power neutral change. And I don't even know if it's power neutral. Like, you kind of want your damage dealer to do more damage. And like the Karma nerf, you can say that like Sorks were like still pretty good, but I don't know. I don't think like a pretty good comp needed to be hit that hard. Like, you just don't see Sorks anymore.
Yeah, I think this was maybe because at the very beginning of the patch, a lot of people thought Sorks were like busted. And again, like based on what's happening, maybe even just like yesterday or 2 days ago, they're already locking in the next patch. If something were to emerge right now, I mean, it might not get caught for the next patch.
I think I think the Rise changes were good. Like I don't know. I think if you just like deleted, or like if you reverse the Samira patch notes and you just like buffed her instead of nerfed her, and you like just didn't change Karma, I think this meta would have been like a lot better. But,
I mean, better, but there's still some annoyances with like artifacts, combos, and the usual stuff, right?
I mean, that's just like gonna happen every set.
Okay, fair enough. What do you think about any of the system changes? Like they nerfed 4 stars to now give no HP bonuses. They reworked prismatic orbs, and by the way, they're going to continue to rework prismatic orbs. Did you see that by any chance?
No, I did not.
Okay, let me actually pull this up. This is going to be for next patch. This is going to be a little bit of a preview. Mortdog actually posted this morning, and this is just one of those things where it's hot off the press. The reason why it hasn't made its way around because it's literally like an hour old. But Mortdog said, "Hey folks, as you see, we've been doing a bunch of work on future related things, some small, some massive. I can't wait to share with all of you. The first of which I've been back is shipping next patch. So Mortdog's working a lot on next patch. And something I took on as a small personal project is the Prismatic Orb system rework. The goal of Prismatic Orbs is to create a rare high moment where something alters the game's trajectory in a way that's exciting. However, trying to balance a bunch of different outputs limited what we could do and create a sharp unfairness where you got something that didn't fit well with your comp. So we're taking a different approach with Prismatic Orbs. They still drop in the same way, 3/7 and 4/7, and are still just as rare. That's not changing. But what is changing is now the outputs can be pretty variant. For example, the lower end of Prismatic Orb can have 30 gold, but the higher end can now have 40 gold and 20 rerolls. So a huge gold range. There's a wide variety of options and the few troll options because I couldn't pass on an opportunity to troll TFT players. But now when they drop, everyone gets the same thing. So if the orb contains 2 item anvils, everyone gets 2 item anvils. No more like spat versus radiant refractor versus Orn items. Hopefully this keeps Prismatic Orbs exciting while also being more fair to competitive players. I realize this won't be perfect for every possible scenario, but it feels like a solid improvement that's worth shipping. Full details in the patch notes next week. Okay, Dishsoap, your live reaction to this. What do you think about this change that Mortdog posted?
I don't know. It's probably just good. I mean, it's the same thing they did with like the normal orbs, where they just made everyone kind of like get dropped somewhat the same thing, um, which I think is just good. Like I don't know. It makes it so they don't have to like because it's like a lot of work to balance the prismatic orbs. For example, like refractor is like just way better this set than previous sets, so it just makes all of the refractor orbs like way better than they're supposed to be. But like that's probably not going to be true next set. Like if they nerf all the refractor orbs, then if they go back and like buff them in the next set because it's probably just not going to be good. And then that's just like a lot of work for no reason. So if everyone just gets the same thing, it's like way easier to balance. Or like or even not balance because like no one's balancing 40 gold 20 rerolls. I assume he's just putting that he like mentions that because like that's one of like the super rare crazy ones. Hopefully on average it's not that much because
I'm assuming that he just tried to set the extremes so to understand like it can be as basic as 30 gold, which is still a lot of gold. To be fair, 30 gold is almost like it's like somewhere between gold and prismatic, but it's more closer to prismatic than gold.
I think the
gold value.
Yeah, the pure gold prismatic orb you get dropped now is like 55, I think.
Okay. So it's about half of that. Never mind. And then something like because 20 rerolls and 40 gold, especially if you're rolling for certain things, is just an obscene amount of value. So we'll see. My initial reaction is I think this is a good thing. I think TFT has already an insane amount of variance. And part of what makes, and I think this might be something that we talk about later, even in this podcast, is that there's like almost like variance inflation to the point where it just feels unwieldy for a lot of players. And it kind of creates just more chaos. That's almost just difficult for even the best players to approach it. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. I think this is overall a very positive change. And I hope that it's the beginning of more things that are like that, because I don't think that TFT is like a game that I don't think it's that much worse for having it. If you're a person that enjoys variance, I don't think this game is that much worse for you. I think actually it's still kind of the same thing, if anything, because you're the kind of player that probably just enjoys playing what's in front of you. So you don't really need that much variation compared to like the crazy spikes that prismatic orbs currently can give. Anyways, that's not too much on topic. Anyways, that's for the next patch. A little bit of a preview. Let's talk a little bit and dive into what is currently in the meta game with our meta analysis. All right, TFTAcademy.com. Go to our tier list. Go to our comps. This is our crown jewel. TFT Academy's tier list. I mean, it's pretty sparse up in the S tier right now. But we do have a few comps in the A tier. A lot of people thought that it was about Ashe and Yuumi at the beginning of the patch. But I have to ask, Ashe is now kind of falling a little bit, and Yuumi still stays at the top. So why is that? So why are things trending? Because people kept saying Colossal Udyr is so OP, Ashe 1 way too stable. Talk to me about some of the movement we've had in the past few days.
I don't know. Like the combo's good, but it's like the thing with the comp is you just need like super specific itemization. The comp is just not going to do that much unless you have like the exact 3 items on Udyr. Like the Stoneplate's kind of a flex slot, but like you kind of want it to be Stoneplate. And then like 2 of the Ashe items are set, and you probably really want Engine 9 in this meta, but like it's at least like 3 bows and like a couple chains and like a couple of cloaks. It's Like if
Oddly
there's
specific, right? It's
yeah,
almost
it's
either
always
you need
specific.
two
Like
of everything.
zero gloves, zero tears used, so you can kind of just like get screwed on like wolves or krugs. Even if you like are wanting to play Ash on 2-1. So that's like a huge downside of the comp because like even if you have like Pandoras or something, like you're gonna have to like wait rounds before you can actually get your items. Um, and then also the comp just like has like an extremely low cap. Um, you're playing a lot of shitters on your board. Uh, and then your level 9 is just another colossal, so you're playing even less units. Or even if it's not another colossal, like it's just like a Zyra, which is not gonna do that much for you. If you can get like duelist bat TF, that's like one of the ways you can get like a lot stronger, but um, pretty kind of hard to get there because then you need TF items, and that's like you're already using 3 bows for your other stuff. It's yeah, the items are just rough, and it like doesn't have the highest cap of all time, but it's obviously still very good.
It's interesting because I have so this is going to be a segment we do later on. I'm actually curious what you would do in those kinds of spots. So that's actually funny that you bring up the max cap of this because I have a question about that later. That's going to be our final segment for today. We're going to do like a Frodan presents a couple of his games to Dishsoap, and he's going to do like a live spot review / VOD review. Anyways, so that's the first of the big movements. The other part of it, I think, that's why Ash is kind of falling a little bit. Is just that more of the meta has been like optimized, and so like part of it was Udyr with Colossal is just like the ultimate stat check, and a lot of people were not building like the right boards, and now a lot of people are getting more like for example, this crew sniper protector variant. This actually feels pretty legit. A lot of people think this is just actually the strongest real comp in the game. I know like Solo Gasang was like mentioning that he thinks this comp is actually just as like strong as some of the other S tier comps that people are putting in there. So what are your thoughts on this new variant of crew protector sniper?
Yeah, the comp is just very very good. It's the same thing as like all crew comps. You need like really early Malphite 3. So if you're playing it from a spot where you can't hit early Malphite 3, you're trolling. AKA like playing it off of a non-econ augment with like 1 and 2 Malphites on 2-1. It's gonna be pretty bad then because you just need the early tempo from being able to get one XP every time you level, and then once you get the silver, getting like the free trade sector value. Like that stuff like adds up significantly if you get it earlier versus later. Um, so like to me, it's like kind of like you want an econ start. The best is like all that shimmer, so you're getting an item out of it as well. Or
Oh
the
yeah,
other one.
Mogul's Mail is a really good setup for this because
Yeah.
basically you just cut the leveling out of the way and you can roll like I've seen people hit like everything. I know it seems like a little bit impractical to actually hit all of these 3 stars, but on average, if you have a good spot for it, you actually can. So it's because one of those things where you're not really just spending your gold leveling until you basically hit everything.
Yeah, you actually get so much value out of like the crew econ that you can kind of just hit.
Yeah,
Like crew econ's like it gets to the point where it's just like it's just an econ augment. Like what XP for roll, what roll per turn, like that's better than a gold. So if you already have an econ augment, you're kind of double econ, and then like it's pretty reasonable to hit everything you want with double econ.
Right, and the cap is pretty good too because it caps
Yeah.
on the best 5 costs in the game, which is Varus. And you can just play Jhin Varus. You can also even switch your power ups to Varus if you have the good setup for it with items. And it actually has like a really, really high cap. And I think that is what defines both of these real comps to me. I think Kaisa cap is enormous, right? Like a lot of people have caught on that Darius 3 is an amazing duo carry, actually just like strongly preferred to Akali. Sometimes you don't get the setup for it, but if you can get to either the 4 mentor or the Rammus variation, and you get Darius, we probably need to actually 3-star Darius in this variation. It's really, really good. Can you talk a little bit about when you can try to play for either? I've seen a lot of people say that the Rammus version is better, but other people are saying that's just like you can't go for that. You have to be going for the 4 mentor. When are you like identifying the deviations between these lines? Because they're both really, really good.
I mean, I think the Rammus version is usually just better. The mentor version's like if you don't really hit Rammus on like stage 3, and you because like you probably should just be holding like extra kabukos anyways. Like maybe you don't hold like 6 kabukos, but maybe you hold 5 if you're not committed yet. And then like if you see a rise on carousel or in your level 6 roll down, it's like not that crazy to hit rise on level 6. If you're rolling a bunch of gold, and then if you hit that, then that could be a sign because you can play 4 mentor on 6 if you have the rise, which is like a big deal.
Yeah.
But Rammus is like still viable even if you don't have him on stage 2. Like stage 3 Rammus will be fine for you.
Yeah, largely because I think Rammus's major spike is when he can jump, right? When he leaps into the largest group with 2 hexes. That's a really big difference than when he just stays stationary, and then just does some magic damage with the stun. So level 15 is the first big spike for Rammus, and they did technically buff that this patch. Monster EXP on per stage gain has increased, so it's a little bit quicker. So you probably can get away with it a little bit later than you expect. But I usually the indicator that I hear is if you're rolling and they just see 1 rise and they have like 1 ram, if they're like, I'm out. I'm just gonna roll. I'm gonna go for Kabuko. It's just easier, it's cheaper. And with Kaisa, the most important thing is when you can find your stabilization point, right? Because on stage 3, I mean, how many times has this happened to you guys if you're like playing Kaisa? Is that you like don't have the snowball stage 2, then you lose all of stage 3, and it doesn't matter if you like hit your board, you're just too far behind because your tempo is not established because Kaisa's kind of needs to snowball. She needs to compound her kills. So it's definitely a really big deal to get your tempo up at stage 3. All right, and then let's talk a little bit about this Mentor Senna Rise composition. A lot of people are pretty divided on it. Some people think it's like not good at all. Some people say, no, it's great. People just aren't really optimizing around it. The number one thing that I see people being talked about right now is that maybe it's the power-ups. The power-ups are being incorrect. One of the big things is that people are now playing Socialite as like a priority in the composition. And there's 2 units that can get Socialite, I think, in this comp, which is Aatrox and I believe Yasuo can as well.
I think Udyr can as well, or at least I remember.
Oh, Udyr can? Oh, okay. I've never seen it on Udyr. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like super rare though. Wait, let me check,
Okay.
because I remember looking at this at like the start of the set because I was like theorycrafting a double. Don't worry about it. I was theorycrafting like a double Socialite keepers comp. But then I realized it was like too unlikely to hit.
Okay. But even then, Socialite's not like the most common likely thing to happen. I think Aatrox is the most likely unit to get it if you're using a fruit on stage 4 specifically. So these are just like small little tricks that people are doing. And the key is Socialite got buffed this patch to now last 5 rounds instead of 3, but they nerfed a little bit of its stats. Still an obscene amount of HP for your team. I mean, you talk about keepers, basically like keepers, and then you basically pattern your entire board, right? You the whole point is you're supposed to move is so that Aatrox is like here, it's at C2, then maybe top right, then top middle, then bottom right. Just pattern your entire board so that way you get social value across the board.
Wait, it looks like it's like the same chance on Aatrox and Udyr, but
oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It
well,
doesn't
I guess
feel it doesn't feel like a rare one. I guess the thing with Aatrox is that you can like kind of fish for it by selling it. Or that might be harder to do with Udyr.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, I think Aatrox is more positionally flexible, probably because like
in this comp I don't think so. I think like Heike, you want your Udyr safe because if he dies, he loses like the global anti-heal thingy. So I think you could just like
that
put
is
him in
true.
the back
That's true.
line,
I actually have seen I've seen some players trap their Udyr in the corner because they literally play center rise in C7
yeah,
beat D6.
Like that's just
they like
trolling.
literally play here and trap the Udyr in the corner because they want the anti-heal that much.
Yeah, I think that's just trolling. You're just opening yourself up to getting a AoE down, but yeah, it's all good.
Okay, no worries. Anyways, talking about that, a lot of people say like this comp's actually not that good. It's probably a B tier comp. Some people are like it's actually secretly hidden OP if you had the setup for it. So what's your verdict, Dishsoap, with Mentor, Senna, and Rise?
I don't know. I think a lot of people are saying that like the comp really shines when you have like items on Yasuo. I think Yasuo 2 is like stable for longer than Senna 2, which is like I don't know, like this comp to me just seems like a giga like item augment check. Like if you can get your like all 3 items on all, like if you get 3 items on all 3, you can just kind of start the snowball because you have like so much CC in the comp as well. If you can like CC them and then like kill them during the CC and then like see and like just kind of like chain it throughout the team, like they kind of can't play the game. And I've seen like even 2-star boards just like run out of the lobby like that way. But like if you have like a TG on your Yasuo instead and like your set has 2 items and your Rise only 3 items, like that's just not going to be possible. You're just not going to have enough DPS. But I know people kind of subscribe to itemizing Yasuo, then moving to Lee Sin 2 late game, and then kind of skipping the Senna, or like Senna is like your 3rd item prio after, like if you have like an item augment.
Do you think it's bait to reroll for this composition? I think some people were saying like, because I was talking to some top players from NA before the cup, and they were saying they're willing to re-roll this line if it's uncontested, but they wouldn't play like a tempo 2-star version.
I think it's kind of cooked unless you already have a rise. Like I think if you like start rolling on 7, you don't have a rise, like you're just gonna lose so much tempo because you're not gonna win a single fight without rise.
Yeah.
So like, and you're gonna like grief your econ as well because you like want to dig for upgrades, but then you probably don't want to be playing 3 out of 4 mentors, so you're like allocating gold to units on your board that you're gonna sell as soon as you hit the rise. So like you'll just be down econ, down tempo, down HP. But like if you already hit the rise in like stage 3 or whatever, because you're a high roller and you already have the copies, I'm down because the 3 stars in this comp like is a win condition for sure. But I think it's like also fine to like roll for 3 stars on level 8 if you have enough time, money, and copies as well.
Or I guess if you're stuck on 8 for whatever reason, and you just had to roll for something.
I mean, like the thing is, like it's kind of counterintuitive, but I don't think the knight in this comp is like that good. It's like an extra executioner, like a Zyra. You can play Yone as well, but then it's like 4 mech. You don't really want to play 5 mech. So
I mean, I feel like Yone is like pretty good. I think the 9 is I think the 9 is pretty solid.
I disagree. I think it was like not that good of a 9, but
it's the only reason I say that is because a lot of the players who were playing the tempo versions got to like Yone, itemized Yone, and that was like their win con. They would win at TPC, right? And this was happening in APAC. APAC was actually the region that played this the most, right?
Well, I was told the APAC they itemized Lee.
I mean, yeah, but like they don't, you don't hit Lee sometimes. You just
I mean,
like,
sure.
You just itemize whoever you can get.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're not gonna go 9 if you have like 3 copies of Yasuo, 3 copies of Seta. Like no one's rerolling for that then. But like, I don't know. I think it's like it's like a more you have a higher chance to win if you like have like five copies, and you want to reroll.
Sure, I mean that makes sense. That makes sense if you had the econ for it. Either way, something that I think, like I said, there's discussion, right? I present some ideas that I've talked to a lot of players about, and Dishsoap disagrees with it. I think this composition being where it is just representative of kind of how divisive it is. Some people are just like, I'm not touching it. Like Soji's like, I'm not touching this comp basically all tournament. And then he played Star Guardians, right? And he played Star Guardians in half his games. He's actually earned a new nickname, SGA of TFT, the Star Guardian Abuser.
Bro, he had Jinx on stage 2 in like 3 of my games. I don't understand.
What? Okay, is that why he was succeeding with it? Why were people saying that he was the best Star Guardian player?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't actually watch his games. I just know that the games I was in with him, he had Jinx on stage. I don't know if it was 3 times. It was at least 2 times. And then one of the times he had Poppy as well on stage 2. Like, I don't know. Yeah, like sometimes the units just like call out to you.
His orb drop dropped Poppy and Jinx one time. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like most games you just said early Jinx, and then like that's just super easy to play tempo wise.
What's the number one mistake that people make with this composition, you think, for Star Guardians? Because it's a really popular comp on ladder right now.
I don't know. Like it's probably playing it from AP itemization, but it's like it's not that bad if you could also make it a Jinx items. But like if you like make the AP items and then you just have no items for Jinx stage 4, you're just kind of cooked. Or like no items for Poppy as well. Like having AP items is not that bad, but you must have like the 3 item Jinx, 3 item Poppy on stage 4, or else it's cooked.
Okay. What are your thoughts on this new build for best defense? We kind of wrote it in here, which is if you play best defense Poppy, people are playing like a shield oriented Poppy, like Stairage Gauge, Crown Guard, Protector's Out, items like that. Have you seen that? Or
no, it's probably very good. Like very, very good. I heard about it before, and like I didn't see a clip of it. The problem is, but it's like, or like I didn't hear about the build. Like I just had people saying like, oh, you should take best defense to good. And it's like, I don't know, why do I want my tank to do more damage? But they didn't really mention that it just like fucking one shot stuff. Like I'm down to have my tank one shot stuff. That's pretty good. But yeah, if you build like the Sterix Vow Crown Guard, you can kind of just like one shot 2 frontliners for free. Your probably does like almost as much damage as Jinx, and then that's for sure worth it.
If you want the dark tech, and this is like literally like 100 game sample size, but apparently Biz Poppy might be 3 Sterix if you play best defense, because then you actually one shot stuff. But I'm not sure. Again,
that doesn't that just sound like overkill? Unless how does
I mean that's what I'm saying. It was one of those things where it was like it's just one of those fake stats type of situation. I don't even know how you're in that situation.
Wait, how does best defense work? Because like you for example, you proc the 3 Steraks, you like one shot a unit, but you don't like that's your only shield. Like,
No, but she scales off of. No,
can
no,
you
she
mouse
also gets
can you mouse
shield for her
over?
ability,
Oh
and
yeah,
she
yeah. I
also
mean,
gets shield off of Star Guardians.
okay. Can you mouse over best defense? Like on the thingy? Like wow, how is it? Like you don't get multiple procs, right?
When granting or receiving shields.
Wait, like yeah. But like why? Like surely you want the build with like because the thing is Crown Guard procs at a different time than the other shield items. So like why do you want triple Star X? Like that's just overkill, right?
Well, because it would be one giant burst. Like,
I mean, you don't need it. Like I saw Poppy one shotting like a Jarvan with Crown Guard like all night in the trait.
Impressive.
So I don't really think you need triple. Like I don't think you need that much damage.
I mean, I saw. I mean, it's probably some fake stat stuff, but it was one of those.
No, like I know Poppy gets shield for other places, but like why do you want why do you want triple Steric specifically? It just doesn't make sense to me.
You know, the thing is about a lot of TFT players is that I think they have a fascination with like the triple item builds because they think it's like fun or interesting. And if it's in a rare situation where it was BIS, wasn't there there was like an augment a couple sets ago called Unleash the Beast. And it was like it was correct to build like multiple stairs. It was an Urgot. It was an Urgot. What set was this? This is at 13, I think.
Yeah, 13.
And then people loved that build because it was just like fun to just build the same thing over and over. So I think people just look for opportunities to do that.
Yeah, because
Violet. It might be Violet. No, I think it's Urgot.
No, it was Urgot. It was never best to go multiple stairs in anyone besides Urgot just because of the weird way Urgot scaled.
Yeah. I think that's basically what it is. And they've actually since reworked stairs I think since then. So it's definitely the same item.
It would not be this with the new stairs.
Okay. In the rest of it, right, we have B tier and C tier and some situationals. We usually like to do this. So what is some of the underrated or sleeper or your favorite pet comps of the remain that we didn't talk about here in this field?
This Viego unit is like very OP, but it's like the copies played it just sucks. Like I promise
like
you,
Soul Fighters suck.
Yes, there is nothing balanced about Viego. You can like 10 streak with a 1-star with the right item setup.
And you run into the stage 4 wall where
and then you just realize like, oh, I'm just not gonna hit because there's like 2 Ashe players holding 6 Viegos and I'm playing Soul Fighter, so I'm cooked. Like this Viego is actually just super cracked, especially with like a lot of artifacts. I would probably put Wits End instead of Flicker on this also. I'll just do it right
now. Wits End instead of. I mean, we can just add another one because he's also good with. He's actually just good with a lot of artifacts in general.
Yeah, so I think he's good with range, and I think he's also good with like the magic AP stuff, like Wits End and Zanya's.
Yep, yeah, just add the AP ones. And it's funny that you mentioned like, well, this build is really good if you can get it. I guess the first question is it always stretchy arms on Viego, or are you willing to play like any of the other ones?
Like people say it's always stretchy arms, but like I swear it's like you don't need it. But like it's obviously very good.
I played a couple times. I think people are just lazy with positioning, so sometimes you really can just get the right side on Yuumi and Ashe, and you just like assassinate them with stretchy arms. What I like.
Like even without stretchy arms, something you just wrap because I think he has like some weird like dash as well. Like
he does. He basically has to kill them while he's like middle of his like attacks, and then he'll like dash instead, which is kind of nice. So I guess if you're not getting stretchy arms, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the over 9,000 build? I've seen Whiteby try that a lot, like the over 9,000 Viego.
Oh, like honestly, I'm pretty sure we just should remove over 9K from like all these units. I'll add you some little updates to that after this. But
okay.
I think this harp just sucks nowadays.
Okay. I mean, I still saw him doing it as recently as a few days ago. So
yeah, but the thing is, I feel like it's just Viego.
It's bad. Okay.
I don't know. I think after the nerfs, this one's just bad. But like not done yet, and Wade should be like insane on him as well.
Weights can be really, really good. It's funny that you mentioned, by the way, that it's like it feels like you can't play Viego if there's a bunch of Ashe players in the lobby, because that is also my sentiment about like almost all these reroll comps. A big thing about B tier that's like really fascinating to me is that like people are talking about fan service, right? Double Trouble's fan service, which is Zaya, Rakan, or just playing 6 protectors. How are you hitting Rakan 3 when there's 2 to 3 Yuumi players in the lobby that's just going to play Rakans? And if they know that you need Rakan 3, they might even hold like an extra 1 or 2. How are you going to be able to hit Zaya if you're in the 4-way Star Guardian lobbies? Because I think people have caught on that Zaya is like a really important part of that composition. They're going to hold it. So that feels really hard to like hit your line. So that's going to be one thing. Same thing with something like, people say this Darius fusion dance is busted, but if there's a single Kaisa play in the lobby, you can't access that. And that's just like true of like a lot of these different comps. So That is like one of the hardest things. But I do think a lot of these like newer real comps, they're pretty good if they get to the cap. Which brings me to my final point here for this tier list is that any comp that's on the tier list here actually can be pretty good if the situation calls for it. This might be the best that C tier has been in quite some time because just simply the power level of like certain power fruits or artifacts in tandem with like rating items can really spike compositions. Versus in previous patches and sets, it just felt like C tier was just kind of meme tier because we just felt like we should. We actually had to cut like half our comps in C tier because they were just like,
Yeah.
there's just so much garbage that you shouldn't be playing.
Like now, instead of just putting bad comps, we just put like we just cut the bad comps and we just have like I don't know, like you probably shouldn't be playing these comps that often, but like
No. Maybe once a
they can
patch.
they can still do it right.
Yeah. Depends on how many games you play, I suppose. But either way, just want to encourage you guys because there's a fun post that someone made saying like, "Hey, I played a TFT Academy comp." Actually, let me see. I think I have it pulled up. Here. Give me a sec. And they're like, "Oh my god, I went first with a C tier comp on TFT Academy." And I thought that was like funny because yeah, those are always like fun things to look at. Give me a sec here.
I don't know. I think on one of these podcasts one time I was saying that like C tier is not bad.
It was like, yeah, exactly. I got first with this C tier comp from TFT Academy. This was earlier today. And they played the Shintel Lux composition, the colossal one. And I mean, for a lot of the purposes of people watch this podcast, time is not too bad. So they actually like crushed it. He's like, oh, I'm just surprised. And he also played Hustler with it of all augments. And so I actually ended up commenting on it because he was saying how C tier patch can even win.
You want to know some bro? I think I don't know. I think probably not for Lux and Down, but I'm pretty sure this Hustler augment is like some secret sauce.
Yeah, what is it?
With like crew specifically, because you can just roll on level 3 odds for like, and then you can hit like Malphite 3 really early because you're just rolling to 0 every single turn, and you can hit Malphite 3 on like stage 2, and then like snowball off of that.
Oh wow. What's even the setup for that?
I don't know. I took it like with 3 Malphites for fun, and I just kind of like steamrolled. I mean, I went like second, but like
okay. Well. That feels and again, that might be just like something like this part of this set. One thing that is interesting, I would say, set 15 has KO Coliseum has definitely a handful of flaws, but you might be putting some really.
I'm not rage. I'm actually average a 2 with Hustler in the set.
Okay.
Like I
Hustler spend it on 3 for Malphite 3.
Yeah, I went second the one game I took it on purpose, and then I also went second the one game I took it off or I got it off of a Gold Destiny. But I was playing KJs when it was broken, so like
okay. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, that is some dark tech from the world champ himself.
I don't think you should take it for anything besides crew, but like I don't know, if you got like a few Malphites, I'm in.
Yeah. I mean, maybe sometimes you Gold Destiny at 2-1, you get Hustler, and you're like, what do I do? I mean, maybe you just send it for Malphite.
Yeah. And then it requires the least amount of brain power possible because you just roll every single turn to 0.
Amazing. I like it. All right, that does it for our meta-analysis. A little bit long, but that's because there's actually a lot to unpack with the patch, and I think Dishsoap's right. If they had made a couple adjustments, the patch could be like a lot better because overall there's a lot of different things that you can play. Let's head over to our third segment here, Fact or Fraud. All right, Fact or Fraud, I'm going to throw out a statement, and I just want to hear Dishsoap's reaction to it. Basically, agree or disagree. So the first one with Fact or Fraud. Crystal Gambit buffs makes lose streaking with it early okay now, and you can get really big high rewards. Is that fact or is that fraud? Last patch, Crystal Gambit felt really bad stage 2. Can you just play Crystal Gambit, hold the units, and just play lose streak and get the rewards?
Yeah, it's good for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's just good. The thing is, like, I think the lose streaking is just bad, but like if you're lose streaking, you might as well play Crystal Gambit anyways. Because like lose streaking without Crystal, like this is usually the true. Or like the way with like loose streaking and loose streak traits. Like if you're loose streaking without the loose streak trait, it's kind of cooked. But if you can get some extra value on top of it, it's like probably worth it.
Okay.
It's like not like that.
How far you want to? What's up?
It's like not that broken though, but like it's just like a nice little bonus you can play.
How much are you willing to double down if you're not getting like Tiny Titan or any of those like other things to extend it?
I don't know, 2-1 and you're like trying to lose. It's like on 2-1, it's probably a 9 loss. I don't know. Like it's probably just a 9 loss default. And if you get something that lets you push further, you can go 12. Probably
Can
just
you
9
do it
loss.
like 2-2 and then push it into stage 3? Because 9
Yeah,
brings you
yeah.
to
I mean,
one round before.
2 should be fine then.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Statement number 2. Executioner Lee Sin is the best Lee carry stance. Better than Juggernaut. Juggernaut actually got buffed as well. We haven't talked about this. And he's also played in Duelist. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't actually think Executioner is the best, but Executioner is like the version that you play on the Executioner board, and it's good. But I wouldn't say he's like actually like the best like in a vacuum. Um, it's decent though. He has some like backline nexus. He has some CC after all the kills. I think the best one is like actually just Duelist in 6 Duelist.
Okay.
I think that version is like actually like really good. The Duels version is trash outside of 6 Duelist because he like scales up attack speed and stuff. But like the Duels version does like a lot. It does like a flat armor shred, which is like kind of good. Especially if you're playing Ashe. I feel like the Lee Sin is like the biggest spike in Ashe. Because it gives you like a unit that's worth dynamizing. And I don't know, it's like a decent spike for the Rise comp, but it's like not that crazy. Like you could have an Akali too and feel pretty similar about your board. Whereas in Ashe, it feels like he just like kind of changes your whole setup.
Okay. And then finally, statement number 3, and this is fresh off of a Reddit post that was made saying competitive TFT is not fun anymore. We're not. That's not the factor fraud. The fact that they want to say that the game is too committal at 2-1. This was a Reddit thread that Mort actually responded to as well, and I kind of wanted to hear a little bit of your take on it because I don't know if you've actually like took the time to respond to it on stream or anything like that. So I'm curious what you think.
I mean, I don't know. Like yeah, but I don't really know if it's the game's fault versus just like people are getting better. Because like I don't know, like I feel like people were complaining about this since like set 7. I think set 7 was when this released, like when this complaint really started to take off.
Which, by the way, happened to correlate with the advent of stats. That like stats really started picking up steam at set 7. I think set 6 was like when they started to have some stats, but set 7 was when it became like pretty dependent on it.
Like I mean I don't know. Like I feel like it's probably like objectively not true, but it's also like it's like true and not true. I don't know because like the game like it's very optimal to commit to your line really early for like a while now, and that's like a bad thing. But I don't really know if it's like exactly the game's fault versus just like that's maybe just how you should play games like these.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, part of it is like we can draw some comparisons to other strategic roguelikes or other auto battlers as well. And you know, not every game is going to be exactly like copy paste, right? I think the easiest other comparison is the other successful auto battler, which is Hearthstone Battlegrounds. And the game is very functionally different. I don't know if you can necessarily make the same one-to-one comparison with TFT, but I think there's a lot of shreds of truth to this, at least in terms of the sentiment. And Mortdog ends up even agreeing with a lot of this as well. He ends up saying like half right, half, you know, there's a little bit more nuance to it. But overall, I thought it was a really interesting post. I'm guessing you read a lot of this, right?
Yeah, I read this.
Okay. Is there any other like other additional thoughts that you want to add on to this? Because this could actually take a really long time. I just want to get like a general like quick immediate reaction, but you can feel free to dive in more if you want.
I don't know, the way he fixes it, you just make all the like units individually broken, which like was probably true in the previous sets, but like the way he fixes is like you like don't balance stuff because like if Braum is just OP, you don't give a fuck like that Garen gets 5 BA because you just want the OP unit. But like I mean Braum is good, but he's like good with like 2 Luchador, like itemize and stuff. And like
so make units OP again.
Yeah, no, like that's actually how you fix it, but they don't want to do that.
I think enjoy the game more if it was like that?
I don't know, maybe, but like it probably just gets to a point, right?
Right. It might even just be a simple flavor palette. It could be like that would be fun to play for half of a set, maybe a couple of patches, but then we would want to go back to other things like traits mattering again. And it could just be the fact that we need to have more variety as opposed to this is just the most optimal way to play the game. And I think that's where my stance is for the most part.
I don't know. Like I think the biggest thing like is that just traits are so much better than, or like so much more impactful than anything else like nowadays compared to stuff.
Right, because the analogy here was if you hit Braum 2 and you have 5 Battle Academia Prodigy Yumi, you're still probably not going to play that Braum 2.
Yeah.
At least not on level 8 when you're on your roll down, which is kind of sad. It should be a big defining moment. But so I guess Dishsoap, I guess you're saying kind of agree.
I mean I don't know like what that post said is like mostly true, but it's just like not extremely easy to fix.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Well, the good news about TFT, and this is, I actually did like a whole YouTube talk about it, but the good news is that TFT gets many chances to fix this versus some other games. It's like very systemic, and it would take like I come from Hearthstone. Hearthstone to fix that would take a while because they need rotation, like these cards expansions come out. But in TFT, theoretically, the next set could just say, "Hey, all these systems are changed now, and this is the new set because everything is self-contained." We'll see what they end up doing. Okay, let's go to our next one, which is Pop Quiz, where we drop Dishsoap with some facts and questions and ask him how much does he know about these random things that Frodan pulls from stats websites.
Yeah, let's see. I might be cooked.
No, you did well last one. You got 3 out of 4 questions right. I only did 4 by accident. So
I haven't looked at anything TFT until like since Saturday. I've done.
Okay. Well, that's okay. It's only been a couple days. Don't worry.
Okay.
Again, a lot of these questions you should be able to intuit. Some of them are pretty specific, but
all right, we're gaming.
You might be able to figure it out. Okay. All right. First one is a pretty straightforward question. What is currently the lowest AVP unit in the game? And I'll give you a hint: 5.1 average placement, 39% top 4 rate. What is the lowest AVP unit currently in the game?
Does Lulu count?
I don't believe Lulu is possible because it has to be fielded units from the stats website.
Okay. I don't know. I just remember saying at the start of the set that like was looking at this, like Lulu was like the worst AVP for whatever reason. Like if you bugged her on the board.
Yeah, I guess so because you don't have it. You're just down a unit.
That is not entirely sure. Let me launch up. Oh, that's TR. Okay, I was looking at the units.
Pulling up the unit builder to try to look at all the units.
Yeah. Sometimes you just forget some units. I mean, usually it's the Lucian trait, but like the thing is, it's not going to be Syndra. Like it might be Vi. But like I don't know, it's like a 2 cost. There's like a hero option for her. Could be Kalista.
It could be any of those things. You are correct.
The Fury goes in like some of the 6 Juggernaut boards in the end game. Zac goes in Kale. The snipers are good. The Star Guardians are good. Lucian goes in like there's some good 7 mech builds. Like Kale is okay. The only bad 1 cost that you don't really want to end the game on is Kalista, but like low key, the Soul Fighter AVP isn't even that bad somehow. I feel like it's probably Vi. I don't know. It might be. Is it like? No, it's no. Bro, I think it might be Kalista. It's either Kalista or Vi. I'll just go with. No, because the thing is, do people even die with? No, because there's like 7 crystal camp. You keep buying all. No, it's Kalista. I believe it might be Kalista.
All right. So I have the question up screen, and the reveal is. Do I have a link here? The reveal is. The answer is Vi. You actually were so close. Vi is terrible right now because Juggernaut boards are not really common. She's part of Crystal Gambit. And yeah, it just makes sense that she'd be that she would have low stats. Kalista's, you were right. Kalista actually has pretty good stats, largely because, well, she has Soul Fighter stats are always good. I'm not sure why that is, man. It's just crazy.
I'm pretty sure like Kalista's a unit you should like not have in your board. Ideally, the most amount of times because like I feel like I could find like a use case in the game with like all of these other units. The only reason you're in the game with Kalista is you have. If you don't have Soul Fighter Emblem, you're playing Soul Fighter. It's like, why the fuck are we here in the first place?
Question number 2, and I kind of like slightly revealing this. Sorry, just kidding. Radiant items got a big rebalance. What are 2 of the 3 best performing Radiant items at the moment?
Oh, I never look at the averages for these.
I put 2 of the 3 because one of well, I mean, I'm not gonna explain, but
yeah. I don't know. It might be fake stats, but like GS is usually inflated because of that 1 augment. Like I don't know if it's inflated that much because I don't even think that augment's that good. You know what item is like high key crack? That's like this Last Whisper and Even Trout item. Both of them.
Oh yeah, on
like
just in general, or on
I mean they're both just like kind of overtuned because like people don't really want their item to be shred, so they kind of just like gave them both infinite stats like more than the other ones.
I see.
But I don't actually know if it's like performs the best. I don't know. I'll just guess. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just guess Last Whisper, Even Trout, and not really sure what the last one would be. Like, there's the ones people build a lot, but I just don't know if they're actually going to perform the best. I don't know. Let's just guess Archangel because Yumi is good.
And the answer is I mean, Archangels is clearly the best because you're right. And you actually, if you guess like the Giant Slayer because
Bro, it's like
of
fake
the
stats,
Exalted
though,
Adventure,
yeah.
that's kind of why I said 2 out of 3 because I feels like that kind of cheating. But you actually had the right idea, but it was the other shred. Void Staff shred is also really high. And I probably would have accepted some of these territory as well. But yeah, Radiant Archangels, highest play rate and best stats, which is I mean, if you get the Yumi stuff, it is insane. So
I don't know. I just remember the one game I had Radiant Lesser on Kaisa. It was like insane, and then I had one game with Radiant Even Shroud on Poppy, and he just never died. So
yeah,
I just be a little biased, but those items felt like insane to me.
All right, so the next question, I'm hiding this very slow. Mundo's hero augment, give him the chair, has 3 noteworthy artifacts: fish bones, sniper's focus, and what?
It's like Talisman. It's not RFC. You're just baiting me for RFC. It's probably just one that gives him 1,000,000 HP because he scales off damage. Okay, let me just look at them because like I don't know. I fucking hate this Talisman item. Like this. I don't know. It's probably not Hull Crusher, but like Hull Crusher doesn't give 600 health. Yay, 600. What's Titanic Hydra do? 300 health. Is that good? Titanic Hydra? 3% bonus, max health. I mean, there's some synergy there.
There is a little bit of synergy. You're right. Titanic Hydra does scale off of HP, and that's what Mundo really likes.
Okay, it's not that because you're just obviously baiting.
Wait, what? Do I always bait though?
You just have a baiting like sometimes when you just say it, you could just tell.
I see.
Is there a way like I could just see exactly what this unit does with the augment? Let me.
Someone needs to read. This is what separates him from the average TFT player.
Like I know I know theoretically what it does, but I'm just trying to like look at it like a tooltip or something, and then I'm like googling 6 websites. None of them have a tooltip. Oh my god. Let's just guess Talisman because he stays in the back. Like surely you can proc Talisman with 6 Juggernaut. Fuck it.
All right, and the answer is.
Hey.
Fish bones, sniper's focus, and talisman of ascension. Nice job.
I'm not watched the two others I mentioned have negative delta. Like what are these guys in chat saying? Manazane, come on.
Manazane. I mean, I think he was just saying like why not? It's just like throw out something random. But talisman of ascension, very impressive, and I thought that was a fun one. Next question: what is the highest AVP 4-star 1 cost in the game currently?
4-star 1 cost.
4-star 1 cost. So if you're somehow able to make it to a 4-star,
Zach,
what is the highest AVP?
Highest AVP is like lowest AVP, right?
Sorry, yes, the best performing. I should just change this to be best performing 4-star 1 cost. I say highest. I'm not looking at like a 6.0 average.
I do believe it might be Zach. Okay, the thing is, the only reason it might not be Zach is that like protagonists will show up a lot more than just worth the wait ones. Just because like that one you can get to the 4-star because you're like more stable and you have like more incentive to go for the 4-star.
Yeah.
So it might be like something else that just has like smaller sample size and just is the best AVP for fun. Like I don't know, like maybe it's like Garen. No, but Garen has a hero one as well. It would be like, bro, it's just Zach. But like, I don't know. It might just be like if you can make it to Nar 4, like Nar 4 is randomly the best one because you just like stage 6 and then you've like one trick the whole game and never had to sell Nar for econ. But like the best 4-star is Zach with the hero augment. So I will say Zach, even though like I'm willing to be wrong because of just some low sample size scam.
All right, lock it in.
Oh, I think okay. I locked it in, but like I read something in chat and I feel like I might be wrong. But yeah.
The answer is it's Kale, because if you get to the Kale, Zach's pretty high up there for reference, but Kale is. I mean, it makes sense, right? If you can get to a 4-star Kale, that usually means you have like the Exodia Kale spot.
I'm pretty sure Zach's actually better, but if you made it a 4-star Kale, it probably means you're level 10 because like you had no what's it called? You had no competition in that lobby if they're letting you go 4-star Kale.
What was Chad saying that you thought was maybe correct?
Oh, I thought it might have been Malphite.
Oh, I mean,
but the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure 4-star,
right?
I'm pretty sure 4-star not hero augment Malphite might actually be Jesus, but I don't know about this hero augment anymore.
You mean just like in basic crew, like
yeah.
Okay, but you see all the hero augments. There's Zach, Malphite, Garen. You know who's not here, which is kind of sad.
Not Kennen.
All right, well that's
Bro, like I swear the one game I played Kennen I actually won, but like without a. It was a long time ago, but the one game of Kennen I played was like non-protagonist I won. But
All right, got it. Okay, final question. This one's my favorite. Dishsoap has played 28 games on 15.3. What is his highest LP gained unit? What if you remember, this is just like a random one, but you've played 28 games on this patch. What unit gained you the most LP?
what did I play? I don't even remember what I played. I'm not gonna look, obviously, because that would just be cheating. I don't even remember. I don't know. I feel like I probably played. I don't think I played much Ash. I think I played a decent amount of Star Guardian, but I don't actually remember. I don't know. We'll just go with Seraphine.
Seraphine. Okay. Lock it in. And you know what? You might not be too far off, but your best gained unit was Nico. Although it was close enough that maybe I would determine it's like this. Like,
I don't know. Okay, looks like I went 8th once with Yumi. Unlucky. And then
yeah, looks like you went 8th ones with Yumi. Seraphine also. Yeah, probably because the Seraphine stats were affected as well. But Nico, you were a Star Guardian.
I mean, yeah. Looks. Is there some protect? No. Oh, it's because I think I went like 1-2-2 with that Gen comp, and Nico goes on that.
Oh yeah, dude, that's actually. Oh, there it is. There it is. The Jin Malphite comp.
Yeah.
You get to Nico. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, my Malphite average is a 2.
All right. So this last portion of the show, we're running a little bit long, but I think it's fine. We'll probably just do this for like 10 minutes or so. But I wanted to do a speed run VOD review. A lot of people ask me all the time, do you ever have Dishsoap VOD review your stuff? And I'm like, not really. Largely because, well, one, it's kind of we're not always able to have the same schedule. Dishsoap actually has kind of an inverse schedule to me. He's usually up really late. I'm up really early. But I figured it'd be interesting if we actually did like a small VOD review, and then you can kind of either talk about some of the spots, and maybe even go over things that I am missing as well. So I wanted to pull up my VOD.
Bro just watch free coaching.
Yeah, free coaching. I just want free coaching, man. That's what it is. But I think it'd be people would probably be interested in hearing that. And also, if you guys like more Dishsoap VOD reviewing, we actually posted some Dishsoap VOD reviews. Some of the Patreon people of TFT Academy. I mean, I do that as well, but I think people are really interested in that. So let me go ahead and share my POV.
I'm not gonna. Those two games were like so. Like it was so strange how like similar they were. The two games I did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, it's funny because Dishsoap during his VOD reviews got the same game twice. Actually, I think he had 2 Juggernaut Ashboards.
Like both. I mean, I probably shouldn't like say what was on it, but like they both like had the same early game exactly, took the exact same augment. Like I don't know, I feel like it was just straight up some deja vu. But
okay. Yeah. So the first one I wanted to talk about was this game with Battle Academia Yumi. I think is this a Yumi game? Oh no, this is the Pandora's Bench game where I never hit. That's actually not even worthwhile. Okay, this is the Yumi game. Okay, so let's watch it. We don't have to spend too much time going through it. The first would just be kind of watching stage 1. I think stage 1 is really important right now, especially in this meta. So we could watch stage 1 into the 2-1 augment, and then go into other parts of it that I think are kind of hard. So right away, this is my early game shops.
All I know is you must never field this kale.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Unless, okay, if you have Rage Blade already, would you ever fish for like Golden Edge or something like that?
Yeah, I think you can do that. But like legit, the only time I put kale on my board is if I have bow and like I have Golden Edge like proccing already. I feel like we must hold this Ezreal. Yeah,
I thought about it for a while, only because I thought I had like this Juggernaut like Aatrox thing with Xayah, and I was thinking I don't even know why I didn't do that. I specifically clicked because I thought that if you do play fan service, this would be you have to like start with this so that you know that you can get it.
I don't actually know if that's true.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure you should just like Midas Touch anyways, and then you can find because the thing is okay, actually I shouldn't speak on stuff I don't know, but like isn't it probably possible to just remove her? Because like if you're actually always guaranteed the second one, like shouldn't you just fish for her later?
Okay.
It looks like the chance is like really low.
Right. So like fish for it on Recon. Which just feels, I guess, yeah. You're saying like the odds are good enough that I don't have to play only play off of it if I see it on 2-1 or before 2-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I played a game in tournament where I hit it up, where I like pitched Frodan like 4-1, and
Okay.
I don't know, I might have just gotten lucky. I don't actually know the odds of it, but it felt reasonable.
Okay. Are you making gold here?
No, you must not.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's you're
Yeah. I thought about because in my head I was thinking that I would want to try and just play around the Zaya and I would want gold. I think the lobby was
I think you're overpinning to Zaya here. Like,
okay. Understood.
you can't really sell like you're like one Mundo, one Nar, one Neferi off of having just like a cracked board, and then you can just play some Ash or something.
Okay, that makes sense. So these three
like
augments,
now you're kind of just like just gonna be weak forever.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense actually.
I'm retired off of at what cost?
Yeah, I think this augment's unclickable personally.
I click this once a set and then I never click it again. I don't even know why I do the thing where I click it at the start of the set, but
okay. I rolled level up only because I don't feel like I had like the golden edge.
No, this spot's bad for a lot. Like I think if you click level up, you have to click it with units, like upgraded units and stuff.
Okay,
like stuff to play. Because like you go straight to level 5. What are you playing? Like an Aatrox and a Neferi on your 2 Bastion board. I'm out. And then,
okay.
Like that's guaranteed going to be like a mixed streak, and then you're going to be in line with like 30 gold on 4-2, and it's over.
That makes sense. And so I have like 9 lives. I hold this Pandora's items because I think that Pandora's. I mean, I value the rain item. I value the fact that I need specific items on Zaya if I was end up playing it. Because at this point, I'm thinking about it.
If you're committing Zaya, it should be 9 lives. If you're committing Zaya, it should be 9 lives because you already like none of your components are dead. Radiant's like okay, but
there's one thing that I should have been more diligent about scouting, and I didn't. I find out 1 round later is that someone got Exalted Adventure and they got Zaya Shed. So it's right here. Is I think when I find out.
Oh, I mean, okay, this game's just cooked. Like, unless you have to like not play Zaya now, and then, and the problem is we're probably playing Ashe then, and then we sold our best Ashe opener.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I think that's exactly how I felt when I played this game. So then I go back to the Gnar and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll hold it. Radiant Shojin here is not like in my mind it's Ashe, which I thought, and I was talking about it as well.
I think that's reasonable.
Okay.
It might be Bramble. Bramble Udyr is like fine instead of Stoneplay if the lobby makes sense. I'm not sure if the lobby makes sense for it.
It was like 4 Star Guardian players, something like that in this lobby, which was
yeah.
It was 3 Yuumi players, 2 Star Guardians, I think, and then like 1 Zaya guy and like 1 Fast 9 guy. So I ended up like I think bow here is a mistake. I think what ended up happening was there was a bow with an Udyr on it, and then they took the Udyr, and then I was just like, I should just I guess like I just had bow brain, I guess, which is not good. I think
you probably should take. Is it on Rakan? Is it Rakan?
It's on Rakan, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's fine then.
Okay.
Like I think I might actually just take this.
Okay. Then something really interesting happens, and this Archangel rolls. So this is the part where 2 people are playing Yuumi for sure. And this is one of those things where I didn't really feel like this was good enough of an opener to continue to play into in Tempo Ash. And I figured if I would try to play into my rating item, I could be sitting here rolling for a really long time. And I just wanted to play around this best I could. And I also held the Prodigies. So I actually end up committing to Yuumi in this spot. Do you think that's
I think it's a mistake. I think you should sell Ashe.
Okay.
Yeah, these. I'm just looking around. These other Yuumi spots are way better than yours. Like Radiant Archangel is a very good Yuumi item, of course, but it's like not like that crazy.
Like, and then that's where the game gets off at rails. Then
yeah, this guy's like so far ahead of you.
Okay. And I think that pretty much like from there it's a completely different game than had I committed to Ashe. And then I just take another one for like, am I supposed to take Water Lotus or am I supposed? It's fine to like make more items right here, right? To make like double Warmogs.
Yeah, another one's actually like pretty solid with this.
Okay. Like I kind of thought I was a little bit back here, like in this spot.
Maybe the problem is you just don't have damage, even with Radiant. It's like a 1 star.
All right. So that's that, and then I want to do my second one. It's more about spot. I have a question about a specific spot, which is. I somehow found my way into an Ashe game because I had Udyr with Radiant Stoneplay at the very beginning of the game with Rageblade. And then I got offered something really fascinating at 3-2. So this is my spot. I'm like mid-streak, win-lose with Udyr. And this is, I think, Prismatic Party. I get offered Radiant Refractor or Duelist Circlet, and I
Oh,
already have the Radiant Stone Plate.
it's for sure duelist.
Okay.
It's like kind of lame because like the like it just sounds really fucking cool to go double radiant. But this
Yeah.
Ash in your setup, this Ash is worth like 12 gold. It's probably worth like 20 gold honestly. Like because you're
Okay.
itemizing a KO with these items, it like gives you immediate spike. If you find like the 2 cost, you're just on 6 duelists immediately. Like this is just like the biggest spike of all time.
Okay. Okay. Because everyone's saying because I was like I'm kind of divided, and I was like I don't know if that means that like I'm passing up a rate because there was another Ash player and they were going for like double rating. I wasn't sure if they were going to like outscale me or anything like that. Um, and so it was one of those things where I just wasn't sure. But I think I was on the fence about that. That makes a lot of sense actually. Plus, I think the duelist actually is pretty high cap because if I find Twisted Fate, isn't that actually
Yeah,
really
no,
good?
no, it's not even low cap. You get to play a TF,
Yeah, yeah,
and like
okay.
TF is like really good.
All
Like
right.
I think this is like the good circlet. Like
Yeah.
if I'm advocating for circlet, you know it's good. Just
Yeah,
saying.
fair enough, fair enough. Okay. And I mean this game I barely scrapped together top 4 as well, but oh, I guess do you think Lucky Gloves with Pandora's is like kind of a bait? Because I think at
Yes.
4-2, I recognize that this is triple prismatic, but I felt like I couldn't take anything else here unless I'm missing something. Is Isekai max cap? I felt like I should just take Lucky Gloves and try to play Pandora's Lucky Gloves.
Ah, fuck. I hate this combo, especially 4-2. It's just so slow.
Yeah.
Um,
Unless I missed something with my previous augment, but I feel like I didn't.
I mean the problem is the radiance in this comp are just trash, or the prismatics in this comp are just trash.
Yeah. Oh, so it could be also be one of those things where just this is just a weaker comp in prismatic lobbies.
Oh, is it like prismatic party? Like,
Yeah, it
you
was
know that?
prismatic party.
Oh yeah, the comp sucks in prismatic party.
Okay.
Like
Good to
like
know.
the ideal for this, you almost had the exact ideal by the way. If you had a dual circlet 2-3-2 and then refractor 4-2, like that's actually
Oh,
that's actually
interesting.
the one gets. I mean you wouldn't see it because you already
Yeah,
like
yeah, fair enough.
past
I can't
refractor.
see it because I already passed it, but that is funny that I almost hit the actual ideal. Anyways, I
Yeah.
missed Ash here, but I hit it a turn later and I barely stabilized. But
I don't know. I don't like Lucky Gloves. Like even with Pandora's, like I'm pretty sure it's still bad, but like none of those options were really good. Coordination when you're low gold is worthless. Tomb Raider's kind of funny, but probably shouldn't take it. So yeah.
yeah, okay, fair enough. All right. So that's just like 10, 15 minutes of VOD review. Just felt like just doing some small snippets there to give people some insight. And, kind of like I said, we have some VOD reviews on the website for Dish Soap. If you click on the Patreon section and you go coaching sessions, you can see Dish Soap coaching section on 15.3, as well as some of our VOD review stuff. So we're going to be uploading a little bit more because we're trying to catch up from the months where Dish Soap was going for Worlds and I was gone for EWC. So we'll be posting more throughout that. All right, let's wrap this up with any Q&A. Do you guys have any Q&A in chat where you want to ask one or two quick fire questions for me or Dish Soap? If you guys are here, more than happy to talk about TFT for a little bit longer to wrap this up. In the meantime, while we wait for someone to maybe drop a question or two, what's coming up next for you, Dish Soap? We got TPC in what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks or so?
Yeah, the somewhere in the teens. I think it's the 19th.
Okay. And it's actually a pretty fun format. You know the format, right? Where you
Yes,
like
I got scammed. Like bro, they split half of NA and half of EU, and I'm pretty sure the half I'm in is like way stronger than the other half. No
yeah, I'm gonna open this link real quick and share
like,
it. So give
bro,
me a
like
sec. It's actually
who the fuck
really
is
really funny.
who the fuck is balancing this, man?
It's I mean it's seated, but you guys
Yes.
can take a look here. So the way it's gonna work is that half of the field from NA is gonna play against half the field from EU, and half of APAC plays against half of China, and then they just play like a standard cup. So it's kind of mix and matching, a little bit of rivalry there. But if you look at Dishsoap is here at American 15, but he's with Setsuko, Soju Milk, and then Wage and Iverson, right? Gray is also a really strong player, but that's sort of, it's because Gray finished second to last. And then over from EU, some of the players that stayed are like Les Coco, Canbiz, Kubikson. These are pretty strong players.
Yeah,
And Dishsoap thinks that his half is way harder than this other half.
no, I'm talking to Pressman. This guy's obviously like ecstatic that he's that he rolled this lobby or this tournament or whatever, and then like he has the audacity to say, "Oh yeah, the EU players in my tournaments like are pretty strong." Yeah, I'm in the strong half, guys. The EU players are really good.
Oh wait, you have Genusaur as well in here.
Yes,
That's
I know. Like the EU players in mine are really good as well.
Yeah, you have 2 of the top 3 EU players just in your
This Pressman guy's just the biggest scammer.
It's gonna be hype to watch. Yeah, so that's gonna be coming up in 2 weeks. Should be fun. It should be on the next patch as well. So, that is why we're probably taking it easy for the rest of this. What's better on backline right now? Is it Edge of Night or Infinity Edge? I think that's kind of situational. It just depends on like what you're playing and why. You can't just think like I'm always gonna build Edge of Night. But why? But just from the macro perspective, why is Edge of Night so good on a lot of backliners this set?
It's good on Ashe because like she can legitimately kill 3 units at the end of the fight when like all of your Gensu and Kraken has scaled up, and like if you can finish the fight in the Edge of Night proc, that's just going to be the biggest difference. It's also just some insurance against some of the backline scam stuff, but it's mostly just the aggro drop just ends up blocking like 10 to 20k damage in the fight, and that's often just what you need.
Yep.
Also, Edge of Night doesn't even give that bad base stats. They did nerf it a bit, but it doesn't give like you don't only get the attack speed after the proc now. You just get all the stats up front, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's like one of the main reasons why Edge of Night's been more popular this set.
Are hero augers that use Rage Blade viable? Not that much this set, but I do think they need that people are. I think the stats are dragged down because people were still building Rage Blade for a while because they thought it was okay. So I don't think they're as bad as the stats indicate, but you're probably not supposed to play them very often. I mean, actually, Dishsoap's last game tournament was playing around the Story Weaver Garen.
Bro, okay, I my bad. I mean, that's just like not enough prep. I knew that it was bad to go Rage Blade on Garen. I didn't realize Garen was legit unplayable. Like, I mean, my bad. I started the game with 5 copies Lesser Nico, three slammable items. My bad. Like, I didn't realize he was that bad.
It's all good.
I had like the perfect spot to play him, but like, oh well.
Yeah. You need the perfect spot is like if you start off with Artifact Anvil.
Yeah, but the thing was, it was loot sub, so I was like, maybe I'll get Artifact later.
Yeah,
like,
I saw you fishing for it too. You reforged your Artifact, didn't you, at one point?
Yeah. I mean, the only way I was getting back in that game was if I hit Locket. So.
What's in the box behind you, Dishsoap?
I think it's a shelf.
A shelf that he's gonna build. I have a couple of those. You guys can't see it. I just stream the room. But...
I put the reason it's on my screen is because I had it with my cam. I had to put like the progressive march on top of it, so I had to move it so it would be on screen. Yeah, but I probably should just build it. I probably should just build a shelf and then put it on the shelf.
Yeah,
but you know what?
Okay. And then what is the best comp for Kog'Maw and his best non-artifact items? His best non-artifact is right now it's 2 Shojins and Archangels. If you can't get a second Shojin, I think Rage Blade's like acceptable, but just like ramping him up and getting him spam casting, and you play Protectors around him because Protectors are just cheap frontline for you to get, and they have really good synergy with his specific power that people are looking for, which is Caretaker to get shields. So there's a lot of good, but you could theoretically play any frontline with him. Like if you play 6 Bastion, I guess that's okay. I don't know, maybe, but yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, and then the last one. This one's kind of fun. Dishsoap, name your top 5 players in North America right now. You can put yourself, obviously.
I don't know. I'll put myself, Weijin, Setsuko. I mean, it's not in any particular order, but
Sure.
I mean, put myself as probably number 1.
Nice.
I'll put probably Precedent. Start talking, and then I don't know. Cambuli had some pretty good results, so let's just put him. Sure.
All right, I like it. Cambuli, he's been crushing it lately. A player to watch out for sure. All right, that does it for this episode of Study Hall. This was a banger. Thanks to Dishsoap for taking the time, and we guys will see you for the next patch, which will be next week. A week from today will be the patch released. And a big thank you to everyone who supports TFT Academy, either through just checking out our site or you even directly sub to our Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube, listening to it on Spotify or any other podcast platform, please do the thing, right? Like subscribe, like, thumbs up, share, because that just helps get the word out that this is the TFT podcast you should be checking out. Other than that, this has been Study Hall with Frodan and Dishsoap. Thanks for watching, and we'll guys catch you next time for more TFT action. Peace.
Yep.